Welcome to Ancient Secrets and Haunted Journeys. My name is Jessica, and I am a passionate seeker of history's hidden chapters, mysteries that linger in the shadows, and the inexplicable phenomena of the paranormal world. My fascination with the past, the enigmatic, and the otherworldly has led me on countless journeys through time and space, uncovering secrets long whispered in the corridors of the forgotten and the abandoned. In this captivating season, we take a departure from our usual expeditions across various haunted locales. Instead, we anchor our curiosity at one extraordinary site, the RMS Queen Mary. This legendary ocean liner, a behemoth of history and mystery, will be our sole focus, our solitary journey through the annals of time and the spectral realms. From the elegance of the Lady in White to the playful echoes of Little Jackie, from the heart-wrenching tales of wartime sacrifice to the eerie stillness of her abandoned decks. Every episode will unveil a chapter of the Queen Mary's storied past, intertwined with encounters that challenge the boundaries of our understanding. So, I invite you, my fellow aficionados of the arcane, to join me on this singular expedition aboard the RMS Queen Mary. History, mystery, and the paranormal converge in a tapestry of tales as deep and fathomless as the ocean herself. This is Ancient Secrets and Haunted Journeys. Let the voyage into the unknown commence. Welcome back to this season's final episode of Ancient Secrets and Haunted Journeys. Today, we stand at the crossroads of history and legend as we delve into the lasting legacy of the RMS Queen Mary. This iconic vessel, now a silent sentinel docked permanently, continues to hold within her steel embrace stories of triumph, tragedy, and the unexplained. In this concluding exploration, we focus on the ghost of John Pedder, infamously known as Half-Hatch Harry, tragically crushed by door 13 in the engine room. His spirit is rumored to still linger, a restless reminder of the human cost intertwined with the Queen Mary's history. We delve into the depths of the engine room, seeking to understand the story of this young crewman and the reasons his presence is still felt. Join us as we bring together the myriad tales of the Queen Mary, from her glorious maiden voyage to her current status as a monument and paranormal hotspot. What final secrets will we uncover? What stories will continue to resonate long after our journey ends? The RMS Queen Mary, a paragon of nautical heritage, sits enshrined in the annals of maritime history. Her sleek lines and towering smokestacks tell a story that transcends the mere crossing of oceanic expanses. They speak of an age where the journey was as grand as the destination, conceived in the late 1920s and making her maiden voyage in 1936. The Queen Mary was more than a ship. She was a floating symbol of ambition and the zenith of luxury travel. Her legacy is enshrined not only in the tangible steel of her construction, but also in the intangible narratives of those who sailed her. The Queen Mary carried kings and queens, celebrities, soldiers, and war brides across the Atlantic. Each crossing added a thread to the rich tapestry of her story, a tapestry embroidered with the aspirations and achievements of the 20th century. The ship's legend grew with each record-breaking passage, capturing the blue ribbon and the imaginations of people worldwide. Even in retirement, the Queen Mary retains her regal bearing, her presence in Long Beach a tribute to the golden era of maritime travel. She remains a symbol of human ingenuity and the enduring allure of the sea, a monument to the time when ocean liners were the crowning glory of transatlantic travel. Within her hull lies the heart of an era when travel was about elegance and time seemed to stand still. Her ballrooms, once alive with the sound of orchestras and the swish of evening gowns, now serve as silent witnesses to history. The Queen Mary is a time capsule, preserving within her the essence of a bygone epoch. As an attraction, she beckons to those seeking to experience the splendor of the past. Her decks, now stilled, are traversed by visitors from across the globe, drawn by the legend that is the Queen Mary. The ship has become a destination, a place where one can touch history and feel the pulse of the past. The Queen Mary story is a narrative of triumph and innovation, of wartime service and peacetime elegance. As an icon of maritime history, she is both a museum and a monument, a custodian of the past and a teacher of history. Her legacy, as enshrined in the hearts of maritime enthusiasts and the structure of the ship itself, is a testament to the human spirit's quest for adventure and discovery. In the quietude of her permanent berth, the Queen Mary continues to command attention, her story resonating through the ages. Her name evokes images of smokestacks against the sky, the thrum of engines, and the quiet elegance of an era that, while past, is never forgotten. The Queen Mary's legacy is not static. It is as alive today as it was when her keel first cut through the waves, a legacy that will endure as long as her steel remains. Majestically moored in the calm waters of Long Beach, the RMS Queen Mary is more than a mere relic of the past. She is a living museum, a timeless attraction that draws countless visitors to her storied decks. The allure of this grand ocean liner lies not only in her illustrious past, but also in her present role as a guardian of maritime history, offering a tangible link to an era of splendor on the high seas. Stepping aboard the Queen Mary is like stepping back in time. Every inch of her expansive decks, each Art Deco fixture and polished wood paneling echo the golden age of ocean travel. Guests wander through the ballrooms where orchestras once played for the elite of the 1930s and 40s, and they stroll along promenades where whispers of the past still linger in the sea air. The Queen Mary's transformation into a hotel and attraction has been a careful act of preservation and celebration. Visitors can dine where Hollywood stars once sipped champagne, sleep in cabins that were the height of luxury, and explore the engine room where the heart of the ship once powered her across vast oceans. The experience is immersive, an opportunity to live within the history that is usually cordoned off behind velvet ropes. But the Queen Mary's appeal extends beyond her physical grandeur. It is the stories that captivate the mind, the tales of her service in World War II, known as the Grey Ghost, her record-breaking voyages, and her status as a cultural icon. The ship serves as a repository of narratives, a place where the line between a history lesson and an adventure blurs. Her continued draw as a tourist destination is a testament to her lasting impact. The Queen Mary has managed to remain relevant, adapting to the times while preserving her core identity. Her annual events, like the Dark Harbor Halloween celebration and the festive winter events, breathe new life into her sails, attracting a modern audience to her timeless tale. The ship also serves as an educational resource, her tours offering insights into the past, from the making of an ocean liner to the logistics of life at sea. The Queen Mary is a classroom unlike any other, her lessons rich with the context of lived experience. For those with a keen interest in the paranormal, the Queen Mary's haunted tours offer a different kind of history, one that explores the mysteries that science has yet to explain. The Queen Mary's allure as a timeless attraction is multifaceted. She is a monument to the past, a pleasure to the senses, and a mystery to the mind. Her legacy as an icon of maritime history is not enshrined solely in the past. It is lived and breathed by every visitor who walks her decks, by every child who marvels at her size, and by every historian who celebrates her stories. As the sun sets on Long Beach, casting its warm glow over the Queen Mary, her silhouette stands as a beacon to all who are drawn to the romance of the past. She remains a proud figure on the waterfront, a timeless attraction that continues to share her tales with all who come to listen. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting a golden sheen over the waters of Long Beach, the RMS Queen Mary sits in stately repose, her silhouette a constant against the changing sky. She is a vessel of echoes, a repository of the past where the cadence of history reverberates through her corridors and cabins. The Queen Mary's legacy is an intricate mosaic of human endeavor, a symphony of stories that continue to captivate imaginations around the world. The echoes of the Queen Mary's past are omnipresent. They resound in the grandeur of the main hall, in the opulence of the Queen's salon, and in the solemnity of the isolation wards, where soldiers once lay dreaming of home. These echoes speak to the duality of the Queen Mary's service, as a luxury liner in peacetime and a troop ship in wartime. They remind us of the thousands of lives that intersected aboard this vessel, each leaving an indelible mark on her narrative. The legacy of the Queen Mary is a tapestry woven with the threads of joy and sorrow, triumph and tribulation. It is a legacy that honors the craftsmanship of her builders, the dedication of her crew, and the spirit of her passengers. Her very structure is imbued with the essence of those who walked her decks. From the famous to the forgotten, each played a role in her story. Today, the Queen Mary's legacy is not confined to the past. It is a living, breathing entity that continues to evolve. Her influence extends beyond the maritime community, touching the lives of historians, enthusiasts, and dreamers alike. She is an icon of a bygone era, yet her appeal is as current as ever, drawing new generations to explore the depths of her history. The stories of the Queen Mary are as varied as the people who tell them. They are tales of innovation and engineering, of crossing treacherous waters, and of providing a lifeline during the darkest days of war. They speak of elegant voyages, of celebrities mingling with royalty, and of clandestine wartime missions shrouded in secrecy. Her presence in Long Beach has transformed the city's waterfront, creating a focal point where the past is not only remembered, but experienced. The Queen Mary serves as a bridge between the modern world and the historical moments that have shaped it. She provides a space where the echoes of the past can be heard, felt, and understood. In her retirement, the Queen Mary has not faded into obscurity, but has found a new purpose as a custodian of history. Her impact is seen in the eyes of visitors as they wander her decks, in the excitement of children learning about her voyages, and in the reverence of those who come to pay homage to her legacy. As night falls and the stars emerge, the Queen Mary rests quietly, her echoes of the past a lullaby to the present. She continues to captivate imaginations around the world, a testament to her enduring allure. The Queen Mary's story is not finished. It is a narrative that continues to unfold, a saga that endures as long as there are those who seek to listen to the echoes of the past. The bowels of the RMS Queen Mary hold more than the remnants of her once mighty engines. They cradle a tragedy that has transcended time, morphing into one of the ship's most haunting tales. It was here, in the stark confines of the engine room, that a young crewman named John Pedder met his untimely demise. A moment of misfortune forever etched into the ship's lore. Known posthumously as the Half-Hatch Harry, John Pedder's story is a somber chapter in the Queen Mary's history. On the 10th of July in 1966, Pedder, an 18-year-old fireman, was crushed to death by door 13 during a routine watertight door drill. The Queen Mary, a veteran of the seas, a witness to the joys and sorrows of countless voyages, became the final resting place for Pedder, whose youthful aspirations were snuffed out in an instant. This tragic event cast a shadow over the ship's illustrious legacy, and for those who work and visit the Queen Mary, it has infused the engine room with an aura of melancholy. The door, with its imposing steel frame and mechanical might, stands as a grim reminder of the dangers faced by the men who toiled in the heart of the ship. It serves as a memorial to the life lost and the fragility of human existence amidst the machinery of progress. The story of Half-Hatch Harry is not told with the thrill of a ghost story, but with the gravity of a life remembered. Pedder's presence is felt throughout the engine room, not as a malevolent spirit, but as an echo of the past, a reminder of the ship's vibrant and sometimes tragic history. His memory lingers in the cold metal and the silent engines, a solemn witness to the passage of time. The legend of John Pedder has become a poignant part of the Queen Mary's narrative, drawing those with a passion for history and a curiosity about the afterlife. His tale is recounted with a sense of respect and a wish for peace, a hope that his spirit may find solace in the ship that was both the catalyst for his end and the keeper of his memory. Guides and guests have reported encounters with an apparition resembling the young crewman, a spectral figure that moves with a purpose that life once dictated. These sightings are often accompanied by an inexplicable chill or the sensation of being watched, as if Pedder's spirit is still tending to his duties, bound to the ship by the tragedy of his death. The engine room of the Queen Mary is a space where history and legend converge, where the veil between life and death seems thinnest. The story of Half-Hatch Harry invites reflection on the human elements of the ship's past, the individuals whose lives were intertwined with her voyages. It is a tale that adds depth to the Queen Mary's identity as the vessel of both tangible and ethereal journeys. As the Queen Mary endures, anchored in the harbor but sailing through the annals of maritime legend, the memory of John Pedder remains a steadfast part of her story. It is a haunting that evokes not fear, but empathy, a reminder that within the grandeur of the Queen Mary's history, individual stories of life, work, and sudden loss are profoundly inscribed. In the engine room of the RMS Queen Mary, amidst the labyrinth of steel and echoes of a powerful past, lingers an enigma that has captivated the hearts of those who believe in the ship's haunted legacy. Door 13, an innocuous threshold within the grand scheme of the vessel's architecture, harbors a tale of lingering spirits and unexplained phenomena. It is here that the ghost of John Pedder, immortalized as Half-Hatch Harry, is said to hold his silent vigil. The aura surrounding Door 13 is charged with the electricity of untold stories. Some visitors speak of a sudden drop in temperature, an inexplicable coldness that envelops them as they draw near. Others recount brushes with an unseen presence, as if the spirit of Pedder himself walks the metallic corridors once more. The door stands as a stark monument to the young life claimed by its unyielding mechanism, a life that, in death, has become part of the Queen Mary's mythos. Witnesses have reported encounters with a figure, a young man in oily coveralls, his face obscured, his existence flickering between reality and illusion. This phantom of door 13 is not one that startles with clanking chains or wails of despair. Instead, he moves in silence, his demeanor suggesting not malice but a tale untimely concluded. The engine room, once the heart of the Queen Mary's power, now beats with a different kind of energy, a paranormal pulse that draws the curious and the brave. Here, the line between the living and the dead is blurred, and the phantom of door 13 serves as a reminder of the ship's storied past, a past that refuses to be forgotten. The stories of Half-Hatch Harry are often shared in hushed tones, as guides lead wide-eyed tourists through the dimly lit underbelly of the ship. It's in the engine room that the Queen Mary's tales of ghosts and hauntings feel most at home, where the veil of skepticism is lifted, and even the most doubtful may sense that they are not alone. Eerie experiences near door 13 have become a rite of passage for visitors and staff. Some come seeking a brush with the supernatural, others to pay their respects to the memory of a young man who became an unwitting custodian of Queen Mary's ghostly lore. The phantom of door 13 is not merely a specter to be feared. He is a narrative, a character in the ongoing story of the Queen Mary, a story where history and haunting intertwine. For those who have experienced the presence of the phantom, there is often a shared feeling of being part of something greater, a narrative that spans beyond the confines of the engine room and into the very soul of the Queen Mary. The ship, with her grand history and her spirits, offers a connection to the past that is not palpable as the steel of door 13 itself. As the tales of the phantom of door 13 are recounted, the spirit of the Queen Mary grows richer, her history more vibrant. The ghostly encounters add a layer of depth to her legacy, crafting a tapestry where the threads of reality and legend are inseparably woven. The Queen Mary, in her silent majesty, continues to sail through time, her paranormal passengers ever present, ever mysterious, guarding the memories that the waves no longer carry. The ghostly figure of John Pedder, eternally enshrined as Half-Hatch Harry, is a specter that has prompted both fear and fascination aboard the RMS Queen Mary. His haunting, particularly near the foreboding door 13, has woven him into the fabric of the ship's paranormal tapestry. The persistent presence of his spirit suggests that even in death, his connection to the Queen Mary is an unfinished chapter, a story that refuses to conclude with his tragic demise. The essence of this haunting lies not in terror, but in the tangible sense of unfinished business that permeates the steel confines of the engine room. Pedder's untimely end left behind a narrative paused mid-sentence, a life story that had found its abrupt period in the form of a waterfront door. Yet, in the realm of the supernatural, it seems that Pedder's spirit seeks to continue his journey, to maintain his duties, or perhaps to warn others of the dangers that claimed his life. The Queen Mary herself is a vessel of unfinished stories, each corner of her grand structure echoing with the lives and legends of those who sailed her. In the case of Half-Hatch Harry, his presence is a poignant reminder of the human element that underprints the history of this great ship. His spectral sightings suggest a desire to remain part of the ongoing narrative, to be remembered not just as a victim of circumstance, but as a part of the Queen Mary's living history. Visitors have reported feeling an inexplicable pull towards door 13, as if drawn by the gravity of the tale that haunts it. Some have described seeing a figure in period clothing, moving with purpose, only to vanish as they approach. These encounters leave an indelible mark on the psyche, compelling a contemplation of life, fate, and the afterlife. The question of why Pedder's spirit remains is as mysterious as the paranormal phenomena itself. Some theorize that he is caught in a loop of his final moments, reliving them in a perpetual cycle. Others believe that his spirit remains as a guardian, a sentinel of the ship that was both his home and his end. Perhaps he is bound to the Queen Mary by a sense of duty or an attachment to the place where his earthly journey met its end. The legend of Half-Hatch Harry contributes to the Queen Mary's allure as a hotbed of paranormal activity. It draws those who seek to experience the unexplainable, to delve into the mysteries that lurk in the shadows of our understanding. The engine room, door 13, and the ghost of John Pedder have become integral to the ship's enigmatic appeal, a lure for ghost hunters and history buffs alike. As the RMS Queen Mary continues to rest in her permanent berth, her legacy as a haunted vessel is accentuated by the stories of spirits like Half-Hatch Harry. His unfinished business, whether it be a quest for acknowledgement or a spectral adherence to routine, adds a layer of intrigue to the Queen Mary's narrative. It's a narrative that captivates and challenges, inviting visitors to ponder the complexities of the spiritual world. In the end, the haunting of John Pedder stands as a testament to the Queen Mary's storied past, a reminder that some tales do not end with the cessation of breath. Instead, they linger, they resonate, and they beckon the living to explore the depths of their significance. The unfinished business of Half-Hatch Harry is more than a ghost story. It is an enduring chapter of the RMS Queen Mary, an ongoing dialogue between the past and present, the seen and the unseen. As we draw the curtains on this season of ancient secrets and haunted journeys, we reflect on the incredible journey we have taken through the life and afterlife of the RMS Queen Mary. From her majestic beginnings and the elegance of the Lady in White, to the wartime heroics and the haunting echoes of Little Jackie and Grumpy. We've navigated the tragic collision with HMS Curacoa, the eerie isolation ward, and the disturbances in the guest rooms. We've explored her post-war prosperity, the mysteries of vortexes in the boiler room, the chilling tales of room B340 and B474, and the spectral presence of the tall man. Each episode has unveiled a layer of the Queen Mary's rich tapestry, blending history with haunting, the tangible with the spectral. As we close this season, we leave the legacy of the Queen Mary not as a conclusion, but as an ongoing narrative, one that continues to evolve and intrigue. As we bid farewell, we extend our heartfelt thanks to you, our listeners, for joining us on this fascinating journey. The stories of the Queen Mary will linger, like the whispers of ghosts in her halls. Season 3 of Ancient Secrets and Haunted Journeys promises an electrifying exploration into the spectral heart of the Stanley Hotel, weaving through its corridors of history, hauntings, and cultural impact. From the mysterious origins of its foundation, influenced by the health-driven relocation of Freeland Oscar Stanley, to the eerie tales of Room 217 that inspired Stephen King's The Shining. Listeners will be guided through a labyrinth of paranormal encounters and historical intrigue. Episodes will delve into architectural marvels, ghostly children, and the hotel's role in popular culture. From its pivotal part in Dumb and Dumber to the echoes of Jim Carrey's own chilling experience. This season not only uncovers the Stanley Hotel's storied past, but also its continued influence on the realms of horror and hospitality.